everybody. I'm Michelle. I'm here at camp, and I'm talking with kids. I was curious, what are you thinking about today?
Dr. Barry, his music is so nice.
Why do you think he's become so important to so many people?
Because he writes good music.
Yeah, that's a big reason.
And he's so famous lately.
You think it's hard to write songs?
No.
Ooh, should we try and write a song right now? Yeah?
Fluffy's so kind and Fluffy's so cute. I know Fluffy always, always. He's so cute. Boom.
Welcome to another wonderful Sunday at Mile High Church. We've got a lot of great stuff coming up. Sacred Saturday, right, Josh?
Sacred Saturday here at Mile High Church is an opportunity to have some contemplative time and spiritual practice. We have it every quarter. We're so grateful for Reverend Chris, Reverend Steve, Reverend Lauren, who are facilitating this event for us on July 29th at 9:30 a.m. in the community center. It's just for a love offering.
It looks like it's going to be a fun one, too. They keep talking about taking pictures outside in the glorious weather. I wonder what that's about. That seems intriguing.
Hot. We have an informational meeting coming up for practitioner training. It's a whole new curriculum, and you and Michelle Scavetta are teaching it.
That's exactly right. And so if you're curious, we would love to have you come for an informational session. We have a number of them planned. We have one planned for July 30th at 9:15 or 11:15 in the community center, where Reverend Michelle and I will be there to talk with you about the class, or you can do one online on Monday, August 6th at 11 a.m. It's going to be fun.
Hey everyone, maybe you were wondering how to talk to your kids about addiction and recovery. And I'm here to tell you that our next What I Wish My Parents Knew is coming up. And our topic is just that, addiction and recovery. Sunday, July 30th at 11:45, right after the 10 o'clock service, in person in the community center. Our panel includes a father and son who have written a book, which you will get to take a copy home. We even have some snacks for you. Really hope you can join us.
What advice do you think adults need to hear?
Important rules. Stay safe, be happy, and don't push or kick anyone. Not even a little bit. Don't even think about it. Nope.
Have a great week!
I think we can do that. I promise not to kick anybody, especially Jennifer. Jennifer Burnett is here.
I will kick you.
We've got Bijou Barbosa, Mike Marlier, Rob Lowe, and we are all going to sing our love together. You ready? Words are on the screen.
I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my
was fun.
Thank you, Tom, Jennifer, Mile High Band. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Mile High
Good morning,
Church.
Josh. Wow, good morning.
Good morning. Carol Buxton is here, practitioner here at Mile High Church for almost 40
Yay.
years, right here in the front row to
Hi,
heckle
Carol.
a very important man who we are honoring in our services today. It's Dr. Barry Ebert Day, whether he likes it or not, here at Mile High Church. Decades of ministry and service here. He's moving into emeritus status, and I think of the many pillars of Barry's ministry. Youth and family, the most visible. Music, just as visible and fantastic.
Yeah.
But the other one, too, is teacher, mentor to us and to so many. I think Barry probably knows more of our dirty laundry, Michelle, than any other, maybe along with Dr.
Maybe
Katy,
he shouldn't
for all
talk
of
today
us.
after all.
Maybe,
No,
right.
Not, no.
But we're so grateful. And, you know, Barry has a little saying here about Mile High Church that it's a great place to grow up. And the smokescreen about that is we think it's about our kids, right? But it's really about all of us, that this is a great place to grow up, to deepen in who we are, to realize that we all have more growing to do and the benefits of that. So we're so grateful. And in the same way, this service is about him, but it's really about all of us.
It's an opportunity for us to celebrate the many, many ways that this beautiful man has touched us, inspired us, and uplifted us. And so we're so grateful that you are here today to be part of it. We're so grateful for our online audience being here. It's going to be a great day. And as we continue further, I invite you to join us now for some time of prayer, some stillness. We're going to do what we normally do, get to listen to Barry beautifully sing that song that we love to sing together, have some time in the quiet, and then Reverend Zamira will pray us in. Let's begin.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
How beautiful it is as we turn within in prayer together this morning, moving our awareness into that garden of our heart to commune at the base of the tree of life. I recognize that God is the eternal love that flows through all that is. And we open our hearts this morning to commune, to feel, to connect deeply with that love, that divine love that flows like a river through all of life, but can also be like a still, calm lake. That love that has the power to transform all. And so we're receptive in our hearts this morning as we open and know that that divine rain is always giving so abundantly. And so we open to allow that rain to nourish. And if we have any space within us this morning that holds doubt or worry or any form of fear, we just allow that rain to support, to nourish, and to absorb back into itself, back into that flow of love. And oh, what a joy it is to be together today to celebrate the ministry of Dr. Barry. For I know that this ministry has been a ministry of heart and love that has touched countless hearts and continues to inspire and to support us as each one of us grows in spirit. I know that the creative power of the universe flows through Dr. Barry's message this morning and throughout this room and this sanctuary and each one of our hearts as we honor and celebrate and feel and know. May this time together bring us more deeply into the awareness of our divine nature. I am so grateful for all of the hearts and the hands that are serving this beloved community that is Mile High Church. Oh, what a joy it is. What an opportunity it is. What an absolute blessing it is to be together in spirit. And so I know that we leave today with a deeper sense of belonging, a deeper sense of connection, and with a greater sense of the inspiring divine spark that lives within each one of our hearts. I say thank you, Spirit. And it's with that sense of thanksgiving I release this prayer into that alchemy of love and law, allowing it to be so that we can affirm together. And so it is.
There was a mighty seed from heaven planted in my heart, and it's opening right now at the perfect time. I've got all I need to grow: the sun, the rain, and friends around me, and love to keep me strong and free. Growing with spirit, handle me with care. Give me water that is clean and fresh air. Give me love and understanding, and I'll give you back the same. We're all in this soil together, don't you know? All growing with spirit, here we grow. All growing with spirit, here we grow. Spirit. Handle me with care. Give me water that is clean and fresh air. Give me love and understanding, and I'll give you back the same. We're all in this soil together, don't you know? Oh, growing with Spirit, here we grow. Oh, growing with Spirit, here we grow.
So it really wouldn't be an honoring of Barry without a quote from his favorite spiritual teacher. So today's reading is from Paramahansa Yogananda. There is a magnet in your heart that will attract true friends. That magnet is unselfishness, thinking of others first. When you learn to live for others, they will live for you.
So I just wanted to say for one moment, there's a fact that I need to make really clear, if for no other reason, because we love Barry so much. I know Barry is moving on to emeritus status, and Barry's not going to be in the daily grind, and you won't have to check your emails every day. But I want y'all to know that Barry is on our music team 100%, as he always has been. Just about every single song on this service was written by Barry. The song that I just sang, Growing with Spirit, is one of my favorites. That's why I wanted to sing it. The song that Jennifer's about to sing, I Will Step Aside, it's just, I mean, if you listen to the lyrics, it is poetry. It's so deep and it's so incredibly impactful. And so I just wanted to say thank you, Barry, for staying on my music team. And I will not say goodbye at all, ever. So will you help us sing this song, Barry? All right, here we go.
I have grown weary from all of this trying. My soul is still crying for something that's true. I know you can hear me. Sometimes I can feel you. And I know I'm the reason you're finding it hard to get through. 'Cause I've got my own little stories, and I build them around me like walls, but they just get in the way till I can't hear what you say when you call. So I will step aside and let your love move through me. My heart is open wide. I've been hiding so long. A candle in the darkness, and all along you knew me. Just waiting for the time I'd be still enough to hear your song.
My heart is open wide, and my spirit is strong. A candle in the darkness, and all along in the rain. Just waiting for the time I'll be still enough to hear your song. You are just waiting for the time I'll be still enough to hear your song.
Okay. Enough of that. It's enough of that. I'm counting on you all to help me get through this. So, and I know you're up for it. Here's Rama finally bringing me my iPad. Now, I give him one thing to do. Okay. This is Rama Newton, our production director right here. Keeps the train on the track. Thank you, Jennifer, for singing that song. And thank you, Mile High All-Stars. What a joy it is to be on the music team. So, yeah, I appreciate that Josh and Michelle are willing to give me the emeritus tag so I can hang out and teach some classes and stuff like that. And I'll be able to come back and sing a little bit too. So you're not done with me yet. So, but it's good. Main reason we're here today is to look at a couple of pictures of my granddaughters. So they're coming up now, right here. There you go. Yeah. How about that? Yeah. And they're in the house here today too. I don't want to call them out, but we're going to see how much they make. How much they make it through this, you know. What's he doing up there and why doesn't he stop talking? That's what they're thinking, but I'll be doing more of that now. But one of the things I wanted to talk to you about today, which is just important to me, is our teaching, the science of mind and spirit. In this place, Mile High Church, which has meant so much to me. So I want to touch on that a bit today, and it's so good to see you all here at the perfect time. So, you know, a song that Jennifer just sang so beautifully, I Will Step Aside. I wrote that song when I was first learning about this teaching. I was in a class called Science of Mind 1 with Dr. Roger, and just getting an idea of what this place was about, and he really leaned into a guy named Ralph Waldo Emerson. Some of you might have heard of him. That was one of those people you were supposed to read in high school, and he really got into what an influence that Emerson was on our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes. And so I started reading Emerson and started looking up Emerson quotes and just tuning into it. And the one that stuck with me the most in the beginning, and you've heard this before, you've heard me say it before, but I want to jump here. It's from his essay called Spiritual Laws. And he says, let us acquiesce. Let us take our bloated nothingness out of the path of the divine circuits. Let us unlearn our wisdom of the world. And let us lie low in the Lord's power and learn that truth alone makes rich and great. That just stuck with me. Just such a beautiful thought, and it really hit me deep. And being a songwriter, I really struggled with getting something to rhyme with bloated nothingness. It just, I don't know, it didn't roll off the tongue. So what I did was I just came up with, I will step aside and let your love move through me. And that's what the song is about, is just getting out of the way and allowing the deeper aspects of ourselves to come through and inform our thinking. And really, that's what our teaching is about, that particular thought right there from Emerson, is that we are connected with something so amazing, so beautiful, beyond our wildest dreams. And we need to get our stuff out of the way so that that can resonate through it, so we can hear ourselves, the deeper aspect of ourselves. And so that's what today is about, those divine circuits and getting in touch with the divine circuits. Because we've all got our stuff, don't we? Anybody here doesn't have stuff? So we got our stuff that gets in the way, and what we gather here for is on Sunday is to let go of that stuff, leave it at the door, and to go deeper and to connect with those divine circuits. I've been rereading one of Ernest Holmes' book that I really love. It's called This Thing Called You. It's a smaller book, and I just love the way he takes some giant concepts and brings them down into a very personal level. Ernest Holmes grew up in the Northeast in Maine. He was one of 9 sons. Think about that for a minute. And so he was there in the early 1900s, and he never graduated from high school, our founder. Didn't have a lot of numbers or a lot of initials after his name. He grew spiritually because he was a voracious reader, and he wrote from that spot of the deep well that he'd gained from his reading. And Emerson was certainly one of the most influential people on Ernest Holmes. When it was time for Ernest Holmes to leave home, he went and visited one of his brothers, and his brother had Emerson's essays in his bookshelf, and Holmes started reading those, things about spiritual laws and nature, circles, these great essays about the relationship between God and man and these huge, huge concepts. And Holmes finally came to realize he's talking about me. He's talking about me. And that's what this thing called You is about. This book is just about this connection, this big idea that we have here about the Creator who brought all things into being and who is alive now. He's alive in us, each of us. That's the good news that we celebrate here every Sunday. And so I've got some things from this thing called You that I wanted us to look at today. I wanted to start with these things, and as we put them up, I want you to remember that he's talking about you, okay? This is about you. Your soul belongs to the universe. Your mind is an outlet through which the creative intelligence of the universe seeks fulfillment. There is something within you beyond all doubt and fear, something which has never been limited by your acts or destroyed by your feeling. This is the only something that can make you whole. I love those thoughts, and now's the perfect time to do this work. The present moment is our point of connection with the one mind. Something I was reading this week from Eckhart Tolle. He said, recognize deeply that the present moment is all you have. Make the now the primary focus of your life. Make the now the primary focus of your life. Ernest Holmes, towards the end of his life, said, I think our teaching is going to be perfect for the 21st century. And I think it is. There's a lot of information coming at us. And I think that we can connect with this teaching. And as I move into the next chapter of my experience, I've been thinking a lot about how do I keep the divine circuits open in me? I know that the next chapter for me is going to be good. I know that it is. And so how do I stay open to that? Get my stuff out of the way and allow that Spirit to move through me. So one of the things I wanted to talk about today and just celebrate with you is this place and this teaching. It's meant so much to so many of us. So I wanted to touch on some of the points that I think are the most important about this teaching and how it's come through for me. And the first thing is to trust your intuition. Intuition in our teaching is defined as a spiritual perception, an immediate knowing and knowledge of reality arising from spiritual sources. I love that. We teach about intuition in our classes. We focus on it. And all of us have felt it. I think everybody here in this room has felt at some time a really strong hit of intuition where you knew what the right thing was. You could feel it. One of the things we talk about is that intuition surpasses the intellect. It's bigger than the intellect. It's bigger than the things that we're thinking about. It comes from a spiritual source, and we know it. We can feel it in our gut. We talk about that gut feeling when we know. All of us have had it. So we're here to develop that intuition. That's a big part of our teaching. And all of us have had that feeling also of intuition coming through to us as a warning. Like, I don't know if that's a really good idea. Has anybody ever had that? But then, like me, you went ahead and did it anyways, right? And then we attract into our lives what is spiritually known as the cosmic 2x4, which comes to us and gives us a more clear idea of really what direction we should be headed in. Has anybody else experienced that? Okay. So one of the things that I think that is so important about our teaching is to really honor intuition, is to really bring that to the front of our teaching, in the front of our awareness, because we're being seduced by the drama of politics, tribalism, and there are so many narratives that are coming at us from different places that the truth can be hard to find. But at a deeper level, we know what it is. At a deeper level, we know what's true. And I think one of the things we celebrate here is to connect with something deeper, to slow ourselves down and connect. This is what Holmes said about intuition. There is an intuition within you which already knows that you are one with good and that your destiny is certain. And you must listen to this intuition, for it is the voice of God in you. Trust your intuition. And the next thing is about building our consciousness. We're in the consciousness business here. Build your consciousness in community. This community, the reason I think it's so important is this is a place where we can grow together, where we can learn together and we can grow our consciousness. One of the things that I am so thankful for this place is it gave me an open-hearted and an open-minded environment that encouraged me to think, taught me how to think, but didn't teach me what to think. And I think all of us have felt that connection here in the classes and in the services. Just an opportunity to go deeper and to experience the presence of Spirit in our lives. And as Emerson said, to get ourselves out of the path of the divine circuits and to grasp the greater aspects of ourselves. You know, for the last couple of years, I've been hanging out in here on Sunday mornings. First, we had the COVID thing where we would come in here on Sundays and we would stand in this room, and it was totally empty except for a light shining on us out there. And we would give our talks, and it's so good to be back together, isn't it? And I just love being in this room and with the people that are here and hanging out afterwards and talking. And I think one of the great dangers of spiritual communities now that we're experiencing is how politics seeps into what we're doing. And I think it's so important that this place is a safe haven from all that, because we want to go deeper than that. We want to go deeper than that here. We don't want to settle for the cheap drama of politics. We want to be connected with Spirit. And that's what's alive in this place right now. There is a vision that we have. Oneness revealed, a world of love, peace, and abundance for all. For all people. So I think you might have heard that there's a election coming up next year. They haven't put much emphasis on it yet. But there is so much political drama that's going to be coming at us. So much tribalism going to be coming at us. And there are so many things for us that are grabbing towards our attention. You know, we have data, we have fake news, we've got robots, we've got conspiracy theories, and now we're going to have artificial intelligence. And all these are reaching for our consciousness. And that's why this place is so important as a place to ground ourselves. Because what we're teaching about here is bigger than politics. One of the things that I love is that the story that's in the Bible, I get the opportunity to teach the Bible here. It's one of the great joys that I have. And one of the things that, there's a story in there about Jesus, and I picture him at a press conference. You know how people are always shouting things from the back at a press conference? And so this is in the Gospel of Matthew, and somebody shouts out, "Tell us what you think. Is it lawful to pay taxes to the emperor or not? Tell us what you think. Should we be paying taxes to the emperor of Rome or not?" This is one of the Pharisees from Jesus' tribe. And he knew it was a trap. Because if he said, no, you shouldn't pay taxes to the emperor, this was a pretty brutal time politically that Jesus was living in. We think it's tough now. Think of the time that he stepped into politically. So if he said, no, don't pay your taxes, that wasn't going to be a good thing for him. And if he said, yes, I think we should pay our taxes to the Roman government, then there's a lot of people in his tribe that were going to be very disappointed about that, because they didn't like being a part of having the Romans over them. So this is what he said. Show me the coin. Show me the coin that you used to pay the tax. So they brought him the coin, and he says, whose face is on this? Well, that's Caesar's face. Caesar's the emperor. All right. He gives him the coin back, and he said, let's give to Caesar, the emperor, the things that are Caesar's, and let's give to God the things that are God's. What a brilliant answer for that. And I think what he was saying was, the things that I'm teaching you are bigger than emperors and taxes and politics and all that. I'm teaching you how to be connected with God. I'm showing you how. And I think that's the opportunity that we have to remember as we move forward in the political time that we're in. That what we're teaching here, what we're working on here, is bigger than politics. It's more important. And there's a thing that I love that I say in my parenting classes all the time. There's a difference between acceptance and approval. There's a difference between acceptance and approval. It's very important when you're raising children, by the way. But it's important for coming to a place like this and realizing I might not approve of the person's politics who's sitting next to me, but they're accepted here, just like me. And it would be important for us to remember this story as we move forward. To do our work, to be good citizens, to be informed citizenry, but to be open to all people in this place. Does that sound like a good idea? Another thing we want to do is to be of service. As I step out of active duty here in 1 degree, I'm going to be moving into the Sacred Earth Ministry with Dr. Patty. And I believe that taking care of our sacred earth is not a political thing, but it's a spiritual thing. And so I'm so glad that our church has an initiative about sacred earth. And so we'll be moving into that even bigger. And I love that. Love that opportunity to serve. And, you know, I started out as a volunteer. Most of the people who come to this place find a place to volunteer. And I started out as a Sunday school volunteer. When our second son was born, Gabe, Stephanie stayed home with him for a while, and Jesse and I would come to church. And Jesse would go to the toddler room, and I learned how to become a Sunday school teacher. And it was great. That's how I wound up here today. Who knew? But but volunteering is really a way to connect with this community. So if you're new here, I highly encourage you to find a place to help. Find a place to help out, and you will you will go deeper in this teaching when you become a person who is of service in the world. And there's plenty of work to do. Just as a show of hands, how many have ever done anything with our youth ministry here? Can I get your hands up? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. We still have openings. The last thing I want to do is to tell you to be grateful, because this is a message for me. I'm very grateful today. My last thing is about gratitude, and I want to thank some people. And if I interrupt myself in the middle and start telling a joke about a talking dog, it's because I'm just trying to center myself. But I want to say that I'm grateful. I want to begin with Stephanie over there. She's the biggest rock in the jar, and I want to thank for her. Over there with the grandkids, who would have thunk it? So we had a thing on the wall of our house for a long time that finally I think decomposed, but it was something called 21 Suggestions for Success by H. Jackson Brown Jr. Number 1 was marry the right person. This one decision will determine 90% of your happiness or misery. And I think that's a good idea. And so I was lucky enough 45 years ago to marry the right person. And thank you for hanging with me. Thank you. She never planned to be a minister's wife, but here we are. So, and I'm also grateful for our sons, Jesse and Gabe, who continue to inspire me and make me laugh and push me to do things like retire. And the thing that's cool about them is, if I asked them, they would say, both of them, I don't know if we believe any of that stuff that you talk about in church. But that's cool because they're living it, and which is much better than just believing it. And so they're living it, and both of them married the right person too. So I am very thankful for Jesse and Gabe. Yeah. And one of the things you might have noticed, I kind of like sports, and so I like being on teams, and I want to thank the teams that I've been lucky enough to be included in. One of them is when Dr. Roger asked me to be on the ministerial team. You know, he had set the bar pretty high with the other folks. He had Reverend Lloyd and Reverend Raz, Reverend Cynthia, and Dr. Marjorie and Dr. Patty. And so, it was august group to join in with. But they became some of my best friends and certainly incredible teachers for me as I've learned how to do this gig. And I'm so thankful to them for that. And like I said earlier, I started as a volunteer here, and then Dr. Roger left to go to California for a while, and I kind of stepped in to be the junior church coordinator, part-time gig, and really started getting into the youth ministry thing, and also working around the office, like just doing marketing stuff and writing things, and just becoming more involved. And then when Dr. Roger came back from California in '93, he said, well, I'd like to have you on the staff. And the only position that was open officially was as Dr. Marjorie's assistant. And so those of you who remember Dr. Marjorie, if there was anybody who didn't need an assistant, it was her. Probably the most efficient and committed person that I've ever met. And if there's any person who wasn't qualified to be her assistant, it was definitely me. But they wanted me on the team, so that's the gig that I got. She didn't make me do much. But one day when I was in there talking to her, she said, have you ever thought about being a minister? Have you ever thought about ministerial school? And I said, no, not at all. That's like the last thing that I would want to do, is go to ministerial school and be a minister. I see how hard you people work, and I really want no part of that. She said, well, the applications are due in a couple of days. And I said, I appreciate you thinking of me. I really do. But there's no way. And so the next day I was in my little office, and this manila envelope comes sliding under the door with a sticky note on it that said, "Fill this out." And so that's why I'm here, Dr. Marjorie. So I'm thankful to her and all the ministers along the way, and to Josh and Michelle for being a part of it too. And the music team, I'm thankful to Dr. Kent. You know, he's not here today, or I would certainly be throwing him under the bus. But one of the things I always say about Dr. Kent is if he could sing, none of us would be here, the rest of the musicians. He would be doing all that. But he gave me so many opportunities, and I'm so thankful for him. And also Jennifer and Tom gave me some great lessons in musical theater and put me into some very uncomfortable positions. And I didn't really know that I would be like dressing up like Elvis, or wearing a coconut bra, or wearing a reindeer onesie. I didn't know that that was part of the job description, but I'm thankful to them for doing all that. Been an honor, and I'm thankful to Nathan and Rama and the production team and all the people who work here on production. Such a great team to be a part of. So I'm thankful for that. And the final thing is youth ministry. I'm thankful to all the people who contributed to this. Reverend Michelle Scavetta, been my personal assistant for over 13 years with the youth ministry and has done so much of the heavy lifting. Kathy Cates and Nadine Cox, people who started out with me when I got this thing going. So many people who've contributed, all the people that contributed to the different camps as we've gone forward. And now Stacy Butters and Saul Fluell are doing such an amazing job, and it's made it easier for me to let go of it, knowing that it's in such good hands. So I'm thankful to them, thankful for being on this youth ministry team for so long, because I love it. I love it, working with kids. And I'm thankful. One of the great dreams that I had here for years and years was that we would have a preschool, and we've got a great one. And it's been going for years, and it's had its ups and downs, especially through COVID. But I'm so thankful to April Reeves for being the director of our preschool right now, and all the teachers who are making it more beautiful all the time. Yeah, so most of all, I want to thank all of you for giving me a place to grow up. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, that's enough of that. We're going to pray together here, okay? So we just fall into our hearts, and we open the divine circuits right now. And we connect with a power and a wisdom and a joy beyond our wildest dreams. And we allow that to move through us. There's a healing power right now that is alive in every cell of our body, each of us. No matter what we may be facing, we're not alone. I give thanks for that power. I give thanks for this amazing place and this amazing teaching. How it continues to be a lighthouse, continues to shine its light in the world. So this is the perfect time. I give thanks for it. I give thanks for each one of you, for the difference that you make in the world. We are blessed beyond measure. Thank you, Spirit. So it is. Amen. You know you've arrived when you've got a beautiful girl that hands you a guitar. Is that you walking down the road towards me? I always knew I'd find your heart again exactly when it was meant to be. I know those eyes look beyond the veil to when we wrapped our hands together long ago. As today we found our way. It's the perfect time for our souls to dance again. Your world on mine, as if we had a clue. Look to the heavens, the stars are aligned right here. At the perfect time. Something's been weaving our lives together. We're falling into the heart of love. Is it true? There's really just one destination. And all those paths that we stumbled on that led us to this sacred station, those magic words, forever and ever, let us write them in the sand. 'Cause we both know the greatest gift is this love in our hand. It's the perfect time for our souls to dance again. Your world on mine, as if we had a clue. Look to the heavens, the stars are aligned right here. At the perfect time. At the perfect time. At the perfect time.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Barry. Beautiful message, beautiful day. And we want to invite you now to take a moment. I love something that Dr. Barry invites us all to do often, and that's to fall into our hearts. And so right now, as we head into our time of circulating our good through tithes and offerings, I invite us to take a deep breath and fall into our hearts and feel our immense gratitude for the wonderful service, legacy, presence that Dr. Barry has been, continues to be, and shall be to this beautiful community. And as we give today, whatever it is we give, whether we circulate our finances or we give a prayer as that basket goes by or send a prayer to this beautiful sanctuary, let's do it consciously and with a grateful heart.
Yeah, thank you, Michelle. And Barry thanked them, but just on behalf of Mile High Church, thank you to Dr. Barry's family, Stephanie, Gabe, Jesse. You know, ministry is not just a job, it's a way of life, and it involves a lot of sacrifices. And so we appreciate you sharing him with us in all these incredible ways for these many, many years. So again, thank you for your gifts, and let us say our offering affirmation together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. And so it is.
So we thought we'd do a hymn that we could all sing together. Every community has their sacred hymns. This is one of ours. In the morning, that's when the voices start. Don't take long before they've run from the head right to your heart. We got fears about the future, regrets about the past, and stuff we're not sure where it's from, but it's coming on fast. We're all thinking stuff together, but we're feeling all alone. And we're making up this movie, our own motion picture show. When you walk out in the world each day, it's a battle for your mind. Some folks want your money, some folks want your time, and they all want your attention, and they get it how they can. God, well, the garden of your mind, there lies your promised land. Cause we're all made up of all that stuff we're taking in each day. And if we don't pay attention, we're gonna waste our lives away. It's what we're thinking about. What we're thinking about. It's what we're thinking about. What we're thinking about. It's what we're thinking about. There's not enough to go around. Other folks thinking we can all be fed, the solutions can be found. But we're bunkered into high-walled camps, left and right it seems. And there's not much time for talking when everybody screams. In every new election, we reach another low. But unless we work together, where do we think we'll go? Well, we used to have Walter Cronkite for a half hour every day. Now it's 24/7 red alert. News folks won't go away, and they plant those pictures in our minds like a billion nasty weeds, till it makes it hard for us to find some place to plant our seeds. Might just be the off switch is the best control of all, cause there ain't no TV hero gonna catch you when you fall. It's what we're thinking about. What we're thinking about. Is what we're thinking about. What we're thinking about. Is what we're thinking about. What we're thinking about. Is what we're thinking about. What we're thinking about. Is what we're thinking about. That's painting the scenes of our lives. Well, there's some folks think about revenge, an eye for every eye. It's all about getting even, settling up before you die. Some folks think forgiveness, the hard road to the heart, is the only way we'll get there. Now's the time to start, and we all make up our own minds which way we're gonna go. There's some things they tell you to believe, other things you just know. We got a big investment, and war is the only way. Lots of people thinking that that's the truth today, that the world is just a sandbox, game of push and shove. Other folks thinking that there is no power greater than love, and we were not left alone here to wait for peace to come. We've been given all the tools we need, let's start using some. It's what we're thinking about. What we're thinking about. It's what we're thinking about. What we're thinking about. It's what we're thinking about. What we're thinking about. It's what we're thinking about. What we're thinking about. It's what we're thinking about. That's painting the scenes of our lives. Oh yeah. It's what we're thinking about. What we're thinking about. It's what we're thinking about. What we're thinking about. It's what we're thinking about. What we're thinking about. It's what we're thinking about. What we're thinking about. It's what we're thinking about. That's Thank you. The Mile High All-Stars, Jennifer Burnett and Tom Litch.
We're not done yet. We get to acknowledge you just a little bit more. We had all sorts of crazy things that we wanted to do to acknowledge him, and we kept it on the lowdown. Sorta, kinda. That was fun though, wasn't it? So come on in here, Dr. Barry. So I want to thank you personally for the many years of love and support that you have given me. I feel that you have been a beautiful colleague, a friend, a wise mentor, a man whose shoulders that I could cry on and have many times, and felt loved and supported at every moment along the way, and that you've been a beautiful teacher here at Mile High Church, teaching all of us. And the fact that you've stayed here with Josh and me these last few years as we've navigated these difficult waters has meant so much to me personally, and I know to Josh also. And I know that I'm grateful that I get to say these words to you, and I know that for everyone here and those watching online, you represent something beautiful and connecting. And so I want to invite everybody to think of one word that you feel represents your connection to Dr. Barry, and then just speak it into this room all together. Ready? Go. Also, I hear lots of love, mentor. Also, yeah, heard every word, didn't you?
That makes sense.
Yeah. But I just know that the love that you are and the love that you've given just enfolds and embraces all of us, and we're so grateful. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. We have a special award here. He mentioned the Transcendentalist, and one of his favorites is Bronson Alcott. And so one of our mutual friends gave us a beautiful idea, and we've created this Bronson Alcott Award for Outstanding Service. And something that Dr. Barry likes to say about our children is that they are giant souls with short legs. Yeah, the giant, yes. And so we've given him the Bronson Alcott Award to honor him and to acknowledge him today. It's one of the many ways we can acknowledge him.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey, awesome brother. Awesome brother. So great to be a part of thanking you. Incredible journey we've wended together and how we've grown together. And so thank you for all you've given, and welcome to the ranks of Minister Emeritus. It's been kind of lonely a little, and I've been down that path, so I'm here to help you walk it. Hey, and I want you all to know that my philosophy was that all of the associate ministers, of which you're one, that I invited them all to look at Mile High, embrace Mile High as though they were the senior minister, and to bring that kind of vision to it, and to look at everything, and so that we could all lift it all up. And yes, you had a focus, as they all have had, of youth and music and questionable humor. You've done well in all of those areas phenomenally, but I just want you to know that Barry Ebert has been a part of creating the greatness that is Mile High, and I want to acknowledge you for that, and so that you don't get pigeonholed into youth ministry alone. So I'm so glad you are going to be involved in the Sacred Earth Ministry. I keep an oar in the water around here too, and that has become the foundation. I'm really involved in and seeking to uplift the Mile High Church Foundation as we call in gifts to create and enlarge our endowment, which truly will be the foundation of this church going forward, such that in all the changes in the world, this church is solid and steady and available for future generations. And so I've really enjoyed that. And one of the things that the foundation board has decided to do on this auspicious occasion is do something in honor of you. Now, first of all, let me share that people help us grow the foundation by earmarking aspects of their personal estates as bequests. And we're so grateful to all of the hundreds of Mile Highers who've gone before us who've done that. And then what many don't know is there's another program in the foundation called Giving While Living. And this individuals take the opportunity to give into one of 4 pillars so that they can watch their donations do specific work that's very important and usually beyond what the operating budget can afford. And so there's outreach as a pillar. There's help me. Education and infrastructure, keeping our campus at the highest level. And then there's youth and family. It happens.
That's what we're here. Yeah. That's right. Give you one thing to do. And
So the Board of Trustees of the Mile High Church Foundation has decided to permanently name the youth and family pillar of the foundation the Barry and Stephanie Ebert Pillar for Youth Ministry. And it touches my heart that you and Stephanie have already decided that a portion of your estate will go to that pillar. And so 3 individuals in the church have stepped forward to create a matching gift opportunity. They've contributed $14,000 as long as we as a congregation can match it. Now, I think that's a slam dunk and pretty darn easy. But we could exceed it and it would be just fine with us. It would be just fine. So starting today, we're going to be launching this, and you may get an email about it. And it'll be an opportunity to further resource this pillar to do the very special things that make this youth and family ministry the envy of most every other church. And so thank you for that. And Erica and I wanted to be some of the first to get this going.
Cool.
There's our contribution.
Is this cash?
Yes, no.
No.
It's made out to the foundation. So you can make your checks out to the Mile High Church Foundation, or there'll be other ways that you probably noticed to give. I just thank you, Brother Barry, and you know, as it says in the parable of the talents, well done, good and faithful servant.
Thank you, man.
Well done.
Thank you.
This service would not be complete without our children, would it? So let's hear it for them and invite them out here.
We're going to bring them out and have them sing, I think it's Barry's newest song, right? Isn't it your most recent song? It's called I'm Peaceful, and they sang it at Rainbow Day Camp. So we have Bobby Dart and we have Michelle Bailey coming out, who were at Rainbow Day Camp with all the kids. So we're going to sing I'm Peaceful. The words are on the screen, so please join along. We're just going to vamp a bit as we get all the kids out here.